Hi everyone, welcome to Bikini Design Club. On today's video we will be doing a bust adjustment on bikini pattern top 𝗕𝗂𝗂𝘂𝘁. Let's start. 𝗕𝗂𝗂𝘂𝘁 is my favorite pattern, so you will see that I've made some alterations for my own body, and you can see that on this video on our YouTube channel for the 𝗕𝗂𝗂𝘂𝘁 and also for the nude bottoms. You can see how to adjust the pattern, how to adjust the top, the bottom, how to sew the darts, how to connect the straps, and also how to include a clasp on the back. So please do explore that video before you sew this. This will have adjustable straps, and you can either do straight straps, cross straps on the back, or over your neck. It's quite versatile. So, you already know that the 𝗕𝗂𝗂𝘂𝘁 top is my favorite, but I also wanted to share with you a swimsuit pattern which is called 𝗕𝗂𝗋𝗋. And I'm just sharing it by one reason. Because underneath there's a built-in bra on the swimsuit pattern 𝗕𝗂𝗋𝗋, and the built-in bra actually has the dart below the bust, just like the 𝗕𝗂𝗂𝗂𝘂𝘁 top. And instead of just giving you a C cup like we usually do on our patterns, we included C, D, and E cups. And you also have different hip heights, so you can choose which look you prefer for the swimsuit. Don't forget, always read and explore the media contents before you buy the patterns. Let's dig into our tutorial today. So the first things we are going to do on our pattern are quite simple. The first one is to correct this curved line that I've made. I don't know why I made it, but it was curved, so it shouldn't be. So the first thing is to draw a straight line here. Then I draw all the seam allowances all around except on the fold line. And in this pattern, it is written on the pattern, it is 0.6 centimeters seam allowance. I did it inclusively for the dart, 0.6, 0.6. Then you find the middle of the lower part here of the dart. You unite this point to this one and you find the middle. And from there you do a straight line to the dart, and then you extend it by 1.5 centimeters. This will be your new bust point for now. Then measure the side seam here and find 1/3 of this measurement here and mark it. And now let's move the lower dart that we have here to the side so that we can then add the fullness and place the dart again to the lower part of our bikini top. I'm just going to remove the seam allowances, so I'm gonna cut the pattern and remove the seam allowances so it doesn't make any mess and it's easier for you. We draw the seam allowance on the dart and we found the new bust point. And that's where we are going to trace the line that we are going to cut. Okay, so from there to the lower part here, and from the new bust point to the lower part here. And this is the line that I'm going to cut now, okay? Not the seam allowance, the new bust point. Now let's change the dart to go to the sides, and I'm going to draw a line from here to the 1/3 point which we had marked before. And by doing so, and now cutting this line, I'm also going to cut one here. And this one will be perpendicular to this line here and is going over the bust point. So it must be perpendicular to the fold, like so. Now cut this line from here to there. When we cut this enables us to now move the dart like so. So I now have the darts. If I tape this here, I have the dart on the side, right? But since I want to add fullness, I'm going to move this part here upwards. This means that I also need to cut this line here. So I'm just going to tape this to my table just a little bit, and I'm going to cut this line here so that we can move it. I'm also going to grab a piece of paper to put underneath so that we can trace the new pattern. Now let's trace a vertical line here where the fold is so that we have a reference. And if this is placed here, for instance, I'm going to draw a line 1 centimeter. It depends on how much you want to give the fullness, okay? Imagine I just wanted to do 1 centimeter total, I would do half because we are doing the adjustment on 1 cup. I want to do 1 centimeter on this side, so total bust adjustment will be 2 centimeters, okay? So I have added 1 centimeter between this line and this line here. And if I extend this, it will be here. I can now place this here. I'm going to tape everything in place. Now my new bust point is here. So my new dart will be from here to here. And this one. This is my new dart. All right? And we don't have any darts here on the lower part. And here I just need to extend this. And I have my new front. Now I'm going to tape this and I'm going to cut everything again with this dart. And then I'm going to tell you how to move the dart from here to here again and what to do next. Now we are going to cut again here. I can leave a little bit there just because we want to close the side darts like so. And now we have moved the dart to under the bust, which is exactly what we wanted. Like so and like so. Another piece of paper to put underneath so that we can do the last transformations. Just because sometimes I'm a little obsessed with details, let me draw a line parallel to the edge of the paper, just as a reference. And let me tape my pattern here. Now we need to lower again from the apex to the bust point. So I'm going to draw a line here and find the middle of this line, the middle. So this is 4, so the middle is 2. From here, I'm going to draw a line to the top there. And I'm going to lower this 1.5 centimeters here. This is my new bust point. Now I draw a line from here to the bust point and here to the bust point. And this is my new dart, okay, here. If you want to be very obsessive, you can now retrace the pattern with this new dart. We still need to adjust the side here, but of course we need to also take into consideration the back, because this curve here needs to be continuous and smooth. So I should remove the seam allowance from the back. Imagine, I'm gonna do it very roughly. Imagine that it's something like this. And like this. I would then have to make sure that the side seams are exactly the same, which here probably I cut it wrong. It wasn't, because if I remove the seam allowances, the sizes will not be the same. So you just, without seam allowances, you match the side seam on this side here, and you retrace this curve. This small bit that is sticking out here is going to move away, and you retrace the curve so you have a smooth side curve going from the front to the back. On the lower part here, if you want, you can even, if this was to be like it is, well, I would do something like this with a curve. Okay, so I would retrace this like so, just because I want a smooth connection between the front and the back, okay? Just smoothen up the edge there, okay? That's regarding that edge there. The rest is done. So now I'm going to cut all around so I have a new pattern piece, and then I just need to add seam allowances and a small detail, which I have now do, and at the time I didn't do, is slightly curve the darts. The darts, instead of being like so, a straight line, they are slightly curved. So I'm gonna grab a curved ruler that I have, and making sure that the measurement from this leg and this one is exactly the same, trace this with a slight curve. If it's easier for you to draw the curve here, I'm gonna teach you a method that sometimes I use, okay? So imagine that this was already traced and this was already the new pattern, right? I'm gonna use the middle line here to make this, to fold the pattern. I'm gonna stick it to my sheet just to pretend that this is the new pattern. And imagine that I fold this here. You grab your scissors. I draw a soft curved line there. And now I know that they have exactly the same measurement, and I know that I have my bust dart. Okay, so I did it like so, and I cut the curved dart legs, okay? And now I have my new pattern. I'm gonna retrace the entire pattern, or if you want, cut here, 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 retrace this as I told you, and then the only last step we need to do, except on the fold, is to add the seam allowance. So what we removed in the beginning, we are now going to add the entire seam allowance all around. And that's it. I hope you like this video for the pattern adjustment for the Grace, and enjoy your pattern alterations.